In this video, we're going to talk about things flaring up. And, well, the holidays can be stressful times. They can be wonderful times, but just because something's wonderful doesn't mean it can't also be stressful. And therefore, it is a stressor. And boy, doesn't OCD love a stressor? OCD will take advantage of any stressor as a reason to pop its head back up and say, hey, something stressful going on. I bet you I can help you. How about a compulsion? I think it'll make everything better. Well, we know that that's not the case, and we know that OCD loves to tell lies, and that compulsions are just not the way to go about making things better. So let's talk about some tips today that you can do around the holidays to help make sure that there aren't flare-ups that are going to be happening. First of all, let's just kind of acknowledge the elephant in the room that yes, holidays are stressors. You might see a friend, an aunt, an uncle, someone that you don't really like or get along with, and they're going to be at a family party or gathering or something like that. And you're going to have to deal with that. I don't suggest avoidance as a way to manage things. I suggest allowing yourself to learn how to handle things that are uncomfortable. If all we do is avoid things, what do we learn? We learn life can get smaller and smaller and smaller as a way to handle stuff. And the stress that something needs to be, the level that it needs to be in order to get us to avoid, over time gets lower and lower and lower until we're at a point where we might just be isolating all of the time. Please work with someone who can help you face your fears. You don't have to interact with somebody that you don't like. I'm not asking you to do that, but you could at least be around them. Now, believe me, I understand there's a full range of things. And if somebody has been a perpetrator to you, I get it. I'm not saying you have to be around that person. But if it's someone who might be a OCD trigger, I think you can work on that with the therapist so that they could really help you deal with that and be prepared for that. And that way, when you see that person, they won't automatically be a trigger because you've already been working on things. Number two, due to all of the events, extra planning, maybe even changes in diet and sleep because of all the parties and various things that we're doing, OCD can really jump in and say, I've got some solutions for you. I can make all of this better. I'm going to throw some compulsions in there for you, and that'll make everything well. Another lie of OCD. Compulsions don't make things well. They don't make things better. They get in the way. Therefore, we want you doing things with friends and family and work, but we want you to do good self-care as well. Make sure that you take the time for yourself that you need during the holidays to either work on your therapy, recharge, get good exercise and sleep, do all of the things that you've been doing all along that have been helpful to you and carry them through the holidays. Yes, it's a busier time of year. I would ask you to purposely be a bit selfish at this point and to prioritize your health as the number one thing. If that means you show up a little bit later to a party than everybody else because you have a therapy session, okay. You were working on yourself. You were doing things for you that are helpful to you. I support that. I think that's great. Recognize that you can be in the driver's seat here and you don't have to be pulled in by everybody else and feel a loss of control. Because once you start to feel like things are out of control, OCD might want to come in and say, got a way to establish control. Let's do things my way. Everything will be great if that's the case. We don't want to give OCD that idea. Therefore, do what's good for you this holiday season. And along those lines, make sure that other people really understand why you're doing it as well. You don't have to give a full explanation to everybody about, oh, I have OCD and all these things. That's up to you. I mean, you could tell people, and I hope one day you'll feel comfortable enough to do so. But if you're just starting out in all of this, it's okay just to say, I've got some things that I need to do for myself to make sure that I get through the holiday season in the most healthy way possible. And I will be there. I'm just going to be a little bit later than everybody else, maybe. Nothing wrong with that message. Know your limits, know your strengths, play to those things. If you know that you hit a wall at about 11, but the party's still going strong, it's okay to say, time to go home. Wish I could stay longer. Got some projects got to work on. I don't care what your excuse is. Know your limits. I'm glad you went to the party. I'm glad you hung out with people. I'm glad you had some fun. But it is also okay to go home and get the sleep that you need so that tomorrow you will also have the strength to be able to push OCD aside and not let it be in the driver's seat. And if you know your strengths, you're going to play to those as well. You're going to do things that are going to encourage you to live that life that you want to live and not the life that OCD wants you to live. And I hope you're very present in all of that experience as well. OCD says there are a lot of things you can't handle. So maybe it's best to get reassurance or to distract yourself from things. And that way you don't have to deal with them. And I would love for you to really work on being present in all of these experiences. In fact, by being present, it's a way to gather some data that you can bring back to your therapy sessions and say, hey, I noticed when I was with so and so or around this, or it became this time or whatever, I started to get triggered. Can we work on that? If you spend all of your time being distracted, you may not notice what some of the triggers are and lose out on the opportunity to actually be able to work on those in a therapy session. And finally, it is okay to book sessions with a therapist. And if you need more during this time of the year, go ahead, ask for it, be assertive, tell your therapist, say, hey, listen, I'm struggling. I would like some more time with you in order to be able to get through the holidays without a flare up of OCD and without OCD taking over and driving again. Your therapist will hopefully do things to make that happen. And we want to help you with that here at NOCD as well. If you're looking for help, especially around the holiday season, you're looking for people who understand OCD. You're looking for people who know how to do evidence-based treatment and who get the fact that stressors like the holidays might be triggers as well. Well, check us out at nocd.com. Book a 15-minute call with one of our care providers and let us see what we can do to assure you that you can find the help that you need. If you found this to be helpful and you think that others might benefit from it, please share this video so they too can find the help that they need and know that it is okay around the holidays to take care of themselves and not just be there for everyone else. I wish you the best this holiday season and have that be not only physically healthy, but mentally as well. We'll see you again soon.